everyone, it's Badger Jeff back for another video, just a mail day. Show you some show and tell items, things that I've gotten since I guess the week before Christmas of last year. And as some of you know, I primarily collect these guys on the screen there, Packers. So I've picked up probably 20 or 30 cards since Christmas and hope you all had a wonderful holiday. I won't show all of them, but I do want to kind of highlight a few, so I'm using some as my backdrop. First card, I still have 3 cards to go in the 1948 Bowman set. This is Bruce Smith. Let me move this up. He was a great back from Minnesota. Played for the Gophers, went on to play for the Packers for a few years. This card is a rather expensive card. It might be a single print. Isn't that working? There we go. And it runs quite, runs in a few bucks. So I thought, well, usually I just pick up something in the 5 or 6 range for the 1948 set. But this one looked like a really good 2. And sometimes, you always hear everyone say, buy the card, not the grade. And so in this case, I did. So you can see the corners look good, nicely centered for a 48. And I thought it was a pretty good pickup, especially for the price. So instead of spending a few $100s on a 7 or an 8, I picked up this 2 for just kind of pocket change. So I still have 2 more cards to go in that set. Finished out the 1955 set with Al Carmichael and a 6.5, nicely centered. It's a great, 55 Bowman, such a great set. Just the colors really pop. I love the larger format of the cards. So they're the larger size versus the more modern size, and the yellow with the Packers jersey I think just really shines nicely. Back. Picked up a 1968 Boyd Dowler Super Bowl hero. This is just in a 6. Again, sometimes I'll go for the higher grades, but since I'm trying to finish the 48 to current set, got to pick up what you can when you can. But nicely centered 6, great color, and that finishes out my 68 set. Finally finished my 72 set with this High Series Carroll Dale. If anyone knows the High Series is 72 football, they were limited in run and can get pretty pricey. Picked this one up in a 9. Probably was looking for an 8, but found this one on a good deal, so picked it up. Just happy to complete the 72 set and just get a nice crispy 9 to finish it off. Some of you probably are aware of the Lake to Lake set, which is a Sheboygan dairy. This is 1961 Packer set. Some of the cards are very expensive. They're very limited print runs and can get into like $1,000 pretty quick. I just pick these up whenever I can, sort of the higher print runs. This is a Bill Forrester, great linebacker for the Packers in the 60s. The backs are pretty plain. Don't really have any information about the Packer at all. Just talk about sending cards in to get your shoulder patch or your player figure, but that's probably why some of these are harder to get. So you can see the cut line there, food release that some of you collect. You can try to send these to the P.O. Box in Sheboygan, but I don't know if you'll get much anymore. But they're pretty cool. They have some nice photography on the front, mostly poses, but still pretty neat to collect. So I get those from every once in a while. So those are the cards that I bought that completed my years. There's some that I'm still chipping away on. There's a 1966 play card, which is pretty neat. If you're familiar with like the 64 Philadelphia play card or the 65, they are actually, the 64 is considered Lombardi's rookie card, I guess, because there's a little picture of him in the corner and it shows the Packer sweep play, which was made famous by Lombardi. And this one actually shows a photograph of a real play which is really neat to have because there's not, in 1966 they didn't have action shot cards. They're all poses, player posed. So you can see them playing the Rams. You can see the stands in the background. Not a lot of people there, but it's pretty neat to get a snapshot of what games looked like in the 60s. So in the back here, this is Don Chandler kicked a field goal to put Green Bay out in front by 3. So it's a little bit different. They switched it up in the 66 set, and that's a PSA 8. Moving along chronologically, 1973, I'm still got a couple more cards to go. 73 Packers, there's quite a few cards in that set. I would say there's at least over 20 or so. There's a Clarence Williams and a 9 that just came up, so I nabbed it and was happy to get that into the collection. Packers 70s, the decades, there was just quite a few cards. So moving along to 76, picked up a couple additional ones. This is an upgrade, Mike McCoy to a 9. I had it an 8, so these are pretty affordable. You can get them fairly cheap. Jim Carter in a 9, I needed that one, so I finally got that. And then Larry McCarron, rookie card, in an 8. This card I have purchased 3 times. Twice, the orders got canceled for whatever reason. The seller canceled them, so Larry just did not want to come home with me. But finally I got him and he showed up. This card, there's only I think 3 or 4 10s in the world. There's some issues that happen with this Larry McCarron card. One is the centering. This one's nicely centered, but there's always this printing dot in the corner, and I think you can get 10 still with that dot, but a lot of times there's also yellow on the top, and this one doesn't have yellow, so I was kind of holding out to get a card that didn't have yellow on it. And then the last Packer card that I'm going to show you, besides all the 90s stuff that I've just picked up to fill out that large set, is Mad Dog, Mike Douglas, 1985 Topps and a PSA 10. It's just an upgrade to an 8 that I had. There's quite a few of these graded, but not a lot in the 10, so I'm glad to pick them up. I don't generally buy a lot of 10s in this set, but I pick them up whenever I can. So believe it or not, I do buy things that aren't Packer cards. Being a Wisconsin boy, you have to love the Brewers and you have to love Robin Yount. This is an upgrade. I had it in like a 5 just as a placeholder. It's a 77 Yount. This would be his third year card. And this 77 set for you baseball collectors is a little condition sensitive. You can see this one's even off-centered. But I picked this up in an 8. The 9s go into the 100 pretty quick, so I'm happy with an 8 just to round out my Robin Yount registry. I'm chipping away on that one. I have everything from his rookie card till about 90, and then it's a little spotty after that. A few more to round out. So I don't just collect Packer cards, though that's my primary collection. I like to collect basketball cards, especially 80s Hall of Famers. So I have the 87, 88, and 89 Fleer sets, all the Hall of Fame cards graded, kind of working on the 86. But that's tough because everyone collects that set. So I jumped that a bit and working on 79, 80, 81. So here's an 81 Parrish and a 9, and you can pick these cards up for real cheap. And then for some reason before the holiday, I decided that I wanted to start picking up some Canadian cards. I don't know why. I just think they're kind of neat. I like to pick up some O-Pee-Chee cards. These don't have the rough cut. You see some of those O-Pee-Chee cards and they have rough cut edges. But just, again, just fun pickups. Darryl Strawberry, Reggie Jackson, a 9, Strawberry, and an 8. Just fun cards to look at the difference between that and the Topps. And then along that vein, also have a Wade Boggs registry. He was my favorite player when I was a young kid. So I'm chipping away on that. This is an 86 Leaf card, which I didn't have. Basically the same as the Donruss, but the leaf in the corner. And then I really like these 87 Leaf cards. I think they just really pop. So I picked up some examples. Andre Dawson, Pete Rose. I sort of started collecting his registry, but that's going to take a while. Tony Gwynn on the Leaf. And then the last card, I also collect Nolan Ryan. And luckily I started collecting Nolan Ryan before his prices really started to jump up. So I have all of his cards from his rookie until about 92, and now I'm just picking up these 90 later release sets as I can. The last thing I got before the end of the year was this pack of 82 Topps. So I thought, well, why don't we open that up on camera and see what we got? See what we can pick up. If we can pick up this is Topps football, obviously. Lawrence Taylor, rookie. Ronnie Lott, rookie. Montana, second year. So open it up and see what we got. Got my stack of Topps 80s and 90s Topps Packers to fill out the cut. Oh, I should mention this one though. Tony Mandarich, second year. Everybody wants one of those except for crazy Packer collectors. All right, what do we got here? Joe Klecko. Got the gum. Brian Kelly. Oh, actually fell off. Brian Kelly, inside linebacker for the Giants. We don't want that linebacker for the Giants. Ooh, Jerry Ellis, Packer. That's what we want. So, Stan Walters, tackle for the Eagles. Mike Agaguga, this guy, running back for the Jets. See a little off-centered left-right, top-bottom. Kevin House. Leroy Urban. Dwight Clark, that's a cool card. And Jerry Ellis. It's a nice-looking Jerry Ellis. It's almost submittable, but a little bit off left-right. Same with this Dwight Clark. So we got in the other half, we got a Montana sticker, Super Bowl sticker, Kenny Johnson, Jim Breach, kicker. Oh boy, Jim Breach in action. A lot of Breach. Kevin Downs, safety for the Cowboys, Ricky Young, Lee and Glenn Blackwood, Billy Jackson, and the last card was that Joe Klecko in action. So didn't really get much, but they're always kind of fun to open up old packs. All right, that's it for now. Thanks everyone. I hope you have a great day.